Hello, and welcome to Shelley Has Opinions, the hit podcast where the Chatfield girls try and guess their shy sister Shelley's opinions on a variety of topics. My name is Holly Chatfield Flanagan, and with me is
Shelley Chatfield Allison.
And we also have
Julie Chatfield Miller.
And finally, our sister expert for today is
Kellie Chatfield Whitcomb.
Oh my goodness, Girlos, it's December, and boy, has it ever been in December. And do you know how I know it's December?
How?
Well, the calendar, of course. LOL. Just kidding. That's not what I was going to say. The way I actually know it's December is because we here in the Flanagan household, me and my husband, Caleb, are finally living out my husband Caleb's dream of having a Hallmark Christmas movie club, just he and I.
Oh.
And that is a club where he and I DVR a bunch of Hallmark movies or Hallmark-esque movies like there are on like Netflix or what have you. And then we watch them and then we rank them, and he wanted to keep a spreadsheet, but then he decided, no, it'd be even better to keep a Post-it note ranking on our living room wall.
Oh gosh.
There's bright pink Post-it notes with black Sharpie, thick black Sharpie, and at the top it says Midnight at the Magnolia, and at the very bottom it says The Christmas Wedding Planner, and then there are 14 movies in between that.
Oh, wow.
Wait, you have watched 14 movies?
No.
Oh,
We've watched 16 movies.
Oh, my goodness.
And we have 9 on our DVR currently.
Oh, my goodness.
Guys, that's how I know it's December.
It's only December 6th.
We started after Thanksgiving, to be fair.
Okay.
That is my reality right now. And what I wanted to know from you guys is, when you met my husband, these 14 years ago almost, did you know that was going to be his deal and his wish and his dream?
I can't say that it is what I thought would happen.
You know, I feel like Caleb, in some ways, is very predictable. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, he throws a curveball at you. Because I remember relatively early on, I think in your either engagement or marriage, that like Caleb, who like, you know, loves sports and loves, you know, whatever, his favorite album was by, oh, what's her name?
Hilary Duff.
Hilary Duff.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. And I was like, wow. So this Hallmark thing, it feels wild and yet totally Caleb.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree because Caleb just loves so hard. So
true.
When he goes all out.
I feel very fortunate that whenever a movie finishes, we take turns each saying the first review, if that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
And he has been very nice and let me rank a couple much lower than I think he would have ranked them.
Uh-huh.
There's a growing trend that is becoming difficult in this movie club, and that is many of them are so middle of the road that like it's putting movies that we thought were fine higher because we're just sticking them right in the middle.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Uh-huh. Yes.
So like number 5, if you look at the list, it's like, wow, you guys must have really liked that. And we were like, this is fine. You know, that's fine. But there were some very good ones. Midnight at the Magnolia, number 1, is 2 childhood friends become radio hosts after they had a high school radio show. And then they've made the big time, but then they're going to make the big national big time.
Oh, and they pretend to date, right?
Their show is like a relationship show, and they are each dating somebody, and they haven't introduced them to their families. And so they say like, okay, at New Year's Eve, we're going to have a big party and we're going to live on air introduce our people to our families. But then they get broken up with. And then, Shelley, you're right. They pretend to date on accident. And then they fall in love for real.
I saw the trailer for that. It did look cute.
Midnight at the Magnolia. I didn't even say the best part yet, because guess what the Magnolia is, guys?
What?
These radio hosts' dads co-own a jazz club together. That's where the party is at New Year's. And because everyone's so psyched about this big surprise reveal on the radio show, they all come to the jazz club, and it's just like the old days. And the business is revitalized, and Christmas and New Year's is saved, and they're in love. The end.
Phew.
Oh, wow.
This is right up my alley.
Julie, I bring this up mostly because I need you to know that Hallmark has a streaming service that you can subscribe to, so you don't have to get cable. You can just subscribe to it, and it's also an app on your phone that then you could watch and not be disturbed by your 4 kids.
Wow, that's a pretty hard sell right there.
So any sister who's giving to Julie this year for Christmas, because we all have turns, Shelley, then you may want to think about that.
I already accidentally got Julie. I thought it was something really thoughtful, and then remembered I gave it to her a few years ago, so she's getting something like that, plus something else, plus I'm sending boxes to her kids tomorrow.
Shelley! My hands are on my hips. I'm going, Shelley!
Julie, but it will make you feel better. The toys that I'm sending for your kids are all pre-loved.
Oh,
but I think they will be still appreciated.
Well, I knew that, but I also know they will be appreciated.
Oh, everything is going to be pre-loved except one thing that I got because I stole a piece of information from last week's podcast.
What? Ooh. Intrigue, Christmas intrigue.
Well, if there's any mothers of any Chatfield girls who are listening, a Hallmark movie subscription,
and they just want to know what they can do to make this Christmas magical, even though we can't be together.
Oh, which is funny, gosh. It's not like we usually are together on Christmas. Oh gosh. Anyways, happy December, Shelley Gang. Now we're gonna move on to our topic for this week. That's so December. Ooh. Yeah, it was a topic submitted collectively by the Miller Family Conglomerate USA LLC.
Let me guess. Is it 20 questions Mario Odyssey?
Shelley, are you pro or anti Mario Odyssey?
No. It's Super Mario Odyssey Guess 20 Questions. That is the full title of the name.
Got it.
No, it's not that, but it is something very December-y. Would you like to know what it is?
I would.
Today's topic is hide and seek.
So December-y.
Well, I think the Millers have played it in December. Is that right, Julie?
It's correct. We played it just yesterday.
So, Shelley, Julie is going to be doing the pro reasons why you should like hide and seek. I'm going to be doing the anti reasons why you shouldn't. And Kelly, as our sister expert and the best at camouflage in the whole world. Oh, Kelly, where'd you go?
I'm right here, surprise!
Oh, okay. Whew, okay, good, because I need you to tell the Shelley Gang what you think Shelley's going to choose. Are we all ready?
Yes.
Ready.
Okay, Julie, I need you to come out of your little cranny, and you need to tell Shelley why she should be pro hide and seek.
I like how you have to coax me out of my little cranny like I'm a wild beast.
That's what I say to our hamster, too. Come on.
I bet your hamster's really good at playing hide and seek.
My hamster is a digger. He's not like an escaper. He's just a digger. And yeah, he's very good at it.
Well, just set it free in the house and then see how good it is at hide and seek.
Don't say that. My daughter's listening to this and she wants to do it so bad. Although,
just put a bell on it.
Well, no.
A bell.
Oh, no. That's even worse. But I will say hamster ball, very fun. More fun than I thought it would be.
My kids saw the video of hamster ball and were amazed and then started drawing pictures of their future hamsters.
Oh, seriously?
But this is not about hamsters. It's about hide and seek. And Shelley, you're going to love my first point.
All right. I'm ready.
My first point is hide and go seek is great because it gives you practice with hiding from burglars.
I love how that's your first point.
I bet you're going to love it.
I know Shelley's going to love practicing hiding from burglars. Shelley, you're a very brave woman. What? You're so brave. She went out and got a job. I haven't done that in many years.
I guess that's a different kind of brave, but like I would say across the whole, Shelley is our cutest and scaredest girlo.
Well, if there were a burglar in her house, I think she'd be very good at hiding from that burglar. But you know what would up her skills? Shelley, as you play hide and seek, you are practicing your skills for hiding from burglars because although you are very brave, I think it would behoove you to want to hide. You could do that. I believe in you. And then text the police because I think that's a thing. Anyways.
But what if I live in a place, let's say, where there's any available nook or cranny is just crammed with stuff because I live in a small apartment?
Just shove all the stuff out and hide in that spot. That's what my kids do.
The burglars will never know. Why is all this food storage in the middle of the floor? Oh, well.
Well, here's a true tale from my house. In our upstairs linen closet, we have a huge thing of toilet paper. And when we were playing hide and go seek, Ruby very cleverly tossed out that toilet paper and hid in the closet. And I'm very happy that we found her because there's no way she would have been able to open the door from the inside.
Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh.
But guess what? None of us realized that thing of toilet paper in the hallway was out of place. None of us thought about it. So,
hashtag for children.
Oh, yeah. So, Shelley, don't even worry about that. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But here's the next best thing about hide and go seek. You can learn about every nook and cranny of your house or of your friend's house when you play hide and go seek at their house. Here's an example also from my own real life. We were playing hide and go seek. Ruby and Corbin, my beautiful husband, went and they hid together. They were a team. In Lukey's bedroom, in the closet, there is a shelf that is so high. It's like a foot away from the ceiling. For some reason, there's just a very high shelf. Corbin put her on that shelf and closed the door. And then hid behind another door in that room. You know what? I didn't know there was a shelf up there. I learned something new about my own home. And Shelley, I bet there are places in your own home that you haven't even thought about. Maybe you could hide on a high shelf that's a foot away from the ceiling.
You know what? I do have a dream like that all the time where, like, you know, I'm in my real apartment and then I open up a door. I'm like, man, I always forget we have this whole room here or whatever.
Yes.
So
I had a dream last night that our sister Carly shot PCP into my spine like an epidural.
what?
And I was furious because I just knew I was going to get addicted to it. And I was so upset.
Are we just talking dreams now? I had a dream that I was in love with Mr. Rogers.
Oh, that's a reality for me.
But then he was the like activities leader at my summer camp, and then it was the end of the summer, so I had to go home, and then he had to break up with me, and he was so sad.
Oh no.
Were you a camper?
Yeah.
And he was your counselor?
Oh no, Mr. Rogers.
We are all adults, guys.
I was about to say, creepy.
It was fine. And then I do love Mr. Rogers, but that's neither here nor there. Shelley, hide and go seek is a great opportunity for you to take a nap. Now, there is a story about Shelley when she was a little one, where she was asleep in a closet. Was this because she had been playing hide and go seek?
No.
You just wanted to take a nap in a closet.
There are multiple stories of me falling asleep in closets, under beds, under the crib of the baby's room. I don't know why or wherefore I did this as a small child.
Apparently, Shelley's a cockroach and just needs like dark, enclosed spaces.
I will say the closet one is notable because that is the one that caused extreme alarm because our parents could not find her.
Yeah. So I don't think it was because we were playing hide and seek. I just think it was that I got sleepy and I just slept wherever I was. And I don't know why I was in all those places.
Well, Shelley, hide and go seek is the perfect place to rekindle that love of sleeping in odd places. So you could be hiding in the closet and then decide to take a nap.
Yeah, I have a little bit of a harder time falling asleep instantaneously these days, except for on days where now I go to work. It's much easier after a shift at the bakery.
That's good, actually.
That's
really great.
Good. Hide and go seek is a wonderful opportunity to freak out your kids.
Perfect.
One time we were playing hide and go seek, and I hid in such a good hiding place that the kids, I could hear them walking back and forth past the door where I was hiding. Like, I think it was Theo's turn to find, and he found the other kids, and then he's like, "Where's Mom?" They were walking around and they're like, "Where is she? Maybe she went outside." And then they started getting scared. I'm like, what if she drove away? What if she left?
Oh, no.
And this was way back before, like, I think before Valley was even born. So, like, no quarantine or anything. And Corbin was at work. And so they're like, she's gone and we're here at home alone. But fortunately, Theo, like, had presence of mind to be like, no, Mommy would not leave us.
Oh, good.
But eventually I did have to come out by myself and reveal myself.
You are really good at hide and seek, so.
I am very good.
It's because Julie's so flexible she can fit into any space.
She's our most flexible sister by a mile.
My gosh. Shelley, that's actually one of my points. Build strength and flexibility. If you could curl up into a little ball, a little tiny ball, the world would be your oyster. Your home would be your secret little oyster. And you'd be the little pearl, the little ball-shaped pearl. Because no matter what size you are, if you can bend yourself in special ways, it have to be special ways, you have a lot more options. And so staying limber, it's really helpful for hide and go seek. But also strengthening is important because
you have to punch a hole through a wall to hide it to.
Yeah. That's what Corbett did. No. He hid in a closet and was trying to hide behind a thing. And so he was just doing like a wall sit.
Oh, uh-huh.
It took us a long time to find him. So finally, by the end, he was just like sitting on the floor because he was like, I couldn't do a wall sit for 7 minutes in a row. So hide and go seek, Shelley. It's good for strength, flexibility, but it's also good for your mind. It helps you with problem solving skills. If you're hiding, you're like, okay, I've got to use my surroundings. Where am I going to hide? How much of space do I need? And if you're the finder, you have to use your brain. You have to think, where could my over 6 foot tall daddy hide?
Uh-huh.
Where could my 14-month-old sister hide? She's not very good at hide and go seek, but
Julie, when I've heard tell of your husband Corbin, producer emeritus Corbin, playing this game, he needs a little help hiding his 6 foot body. He can hide part of it, but from what I've heard, he's not good at doing all of it.
Do you want to tell this story or shall I?
I think you should, because I wasn't there. I just was a very happy listener.
Corbin was also exercising his brain when he played this round of hide and go seek because he wanted to throw us off the scent. He went into the garage and pulled down the attic ladder But then he was like, okay, I'm going to do that to throw them off the scent, and then I'm going to hide under this spare coffee table that we have in the garage. But he miscalculated. He did not fit under the table. Only about like 2/3 of his torso fit underneath. So his legs were fully sticking out from under this table. But you know what? His trick worked for about 2 moments. Because Ruby was like, we have to climb. Finally, it's my chance to get in this attic. She's always wanted to do it. But then we looked down and just saw Corbin's legs. So, Shelley, my last point is that hide and go seek is really, really wonderful if you need to practice counting. Up to 30, up to 40. It's up to you, baby. Thank you.
But only 30 and above.
No, I mean, if you need practice counting up to 20, you can do that too. But 30 is a pretty good number to practice up to. Don't want to get too wild. Well, I hope you like hide and go seek. There you go.
That was excellent, Julie. Shelley, I have 5 reasons why you should be anti hide and seek, and unrelated. But I've been writing hide and seek, but Julie's been saying hide and go seek, and I need you to know we're talking about the same game.
Okay, that's true. You didn't have me define it, so
That's like the difference between bounce castles and bouncy castles.
that's true.
My way is the more cool, fun way to say it.
Hide and seek is much more businesslike.
So, Shelley, you shouldn't like hide and seek, first of all, because it's no surprises central over here. Okay, Shelley, I am an anti-surprise person. I've only been thrown one surprise party, and it should have been the most joyous time of my life, and I had to spend like maybe the first 10 or 15 minutes stopping being angry. I hate surprises. Don't surprise me. Don't say, hey, let's just play hooky and change our plans all around for the day. Or, hey, I'm going to take you to this place, but I'm going to blindfold you. I actually have had that happen, and we did end up at Disneyland, and I still didn't like it. But I like Disneyland. Yeah, so, Shelley, I am not a surprises fan, but I also know that sometimes you don't like surprises because surprises can be very spooky. Shelley, would you say that a haunted house is just full of surprises?
I don't know if it would be, I would call it only surprise, but yes, I would say surprises are a big factor.
Yeah, and would you not agree, Shelley, that a surprise party where you walk into a dark house and then everybody jumps up and yells surprise is like a haunted house?
I don't know. If they hid strategically throughout the house and jumped out at me one at a time and were wearing scary costumes.
I know a game like that, Shelley. I know a game where people strategically hide around a house.
But they also don't jump out at you and say surprise.
Yeah, but guess what? Sometimes they do, especially if they're little kids.
Yeah.
Little kids will give themselves up so fast. And you know what? They won't just like be like, hey, it's me. They'll be like,
Yeah, because they sit there in anticipation. They get so excited.
That is true.
So, Shelley, it's no surprises central over here, and that is the first reason why you should be anti-hide and seek. The second reason is hide and seek is not recreating anything fun. Julie actually stole the rug right from under me by saying that it's good practice to hide from burglars. Well, I thought that would be an anti-point. Shelley, I can't think of one instance in like a real life situation wherein you would be hiding and like the coming out part is fun and good. Like you're hiding and you're like so psyched to be hiding. I can't think of one thing.
A surprise party, I guess.
You'll never guess how frequently I have like been the surpriser in a surprise party.
Is it very frequently?
No, it's 0 because I won't play that nonsense.
Boo! I'm doing a thumbs down at you, too.
Well, I don't like that. Stop it.
That's not applause. Holly wants the applause.
Anything that is a hiding situation means that you're hiding from something that is probably going to harm you. I have a long list, and they're all bummer towns. So I'm not going to say any of them. But what I am going to say is please use your imagination. And I think you could do a very good job. Because, Shelley, I believe in you.
Well, we do already know one. Burglars.
I was shocked when Julia said that.
Nobody wants a burglar to come, but it's good to be prepared.
Okay. Okay. Speaking of imagination, Shelley, the next reason why you shouldn't like hide and seek is limited by the bounds of reality. But I want to play in the land of pure imagination. Shelley, my physical form can only hide in the physical space that is available to me. You mentioned that you have an apartment that is smaller. If I wanted to hide, I want to hide in the land of dreams. Oh, gosh. Shelley, I want to...
It's the PCP to the spine.
Yeah, if I were to seek, I want to seek the cup of living... oh, God. The cup... I've really painted myself into a corner. A cup of living slurps. I don't know.
I want this to stay in, please.
It will stay in because I'm not afraid of my own imagination and where it takes me.
I'm afraid of your imagination.
The living slurp sounds so gross to me for some reason. I don't know why.
Shelley, hide and seek says you must stay in reality and you must only hide in the linen closet or under a bed, and there's no other alternatives. You can't even pretend while you're under the bed that you're hiding in a cave or anything, because as soon as someone finds you, then you hit your head on a springy sproing, and that's it. Ouch.
Springy sproing? Oh, tears. Oh.
Shelley, I like to use my imagination, and I don't like to, especially since I've been in my house for 9 months now. I'm just ready to imagine myself anywhere else. But if I'm playing hide and seek, I can't teleport there. Okay, so Shelley, I have 2 more points why you should be anti-hide and seek. My penultimate point is the would-be all-time champions aren't agile enough to play. AKA, babies are really bad at it. Shelley, I have some bad news. There are humans in this world who are made for hide and seek. Made except for one thing. They can't move around very good. Shelley, babies are tiny. They're so small they can hide anywhere. They can hide anywhere, but here's the problem. They can't get to those anywheres because they're tiny and they can't move that good.
And like Julie's 14-month-old, I'm betting she doesn't sit still and be quiet very well.
I don't know all babies. I'll say that right now. But I will say most babies, that's probably the case. Shelley, it's really upsetting because I love a champion. I love when people are champions. And I love to see like people who were obviously made for something achieve a championship. And it's really disappointing that every baby I've ever met just hasn't lived up to their potential.
Oh man, babies, come on.
Get with the program,
just believe.
babies.
But babies, here's a good thing about babies. They are tiny, but they're also smushy as heck and bendy, aroundy. So if you had an air vent duct, you could fit a baby in there. You know who's also bendy? Hamsters. But they're not humans and therefore are eliminated from this gameplay.
Hamsters have been eliminated.
So Shelley, it's just upsetting because they would be the all-time champions, but they instead are just nothings. They don't even place because they can't finish.
From heroes to zeros, aka babies.
Every baby who's ever played hide and seek gets a DNF, and it's so upsetting when you look on the international website for hide and seek.
Their stats are just abysmal. You never want to have a baby on your fantasy hide and seek team.
Well, here's the problem. There's not even real fantasy in hide and seek. There's just real teams because no imagination for hide and seek. Thanks. Shelley, I have one final reason why you should be anti-hide and seek. Hide and seek is the number one way to get away from the nerd at your slumber party. Hide and seek is too mean. Julie already kind of mentioned it. If Julie had been a mean mom, she would have said, guys, I'm going to go hide. And then you seek me, okay? Count to 100. And then she would grab the keys and go and run to the car and then leave. But she's a good mom and she wouldn't do that. But there are teens who are not good people. And by that, I mean all teens are learning how to be good people. And sometimes that means they make bad decisions or mean decisions. Shelley, have you ever heard in fiction or nonfiction? Have you ever heard of a story of a nerd being abandoned?
Yes.
How does it make you feel?
Sad. I always feel sad for the poor person left out.
Shelley, and you can be honest because you're with friends. Have you ever abandoned a nerd?
Oh, no. Probably at some point. I want to say no, but I need to be honest and maybe yes.
It's okay, Shelley. No judgment.
No judgment. No judgment.
I just, now you've really taken me to a place in my mind. I'm now thinking of every person ever I can remember.
Now she wants to apologize to all those people that she's ever possibly hurt.
I know. And maybe not just even playing hide and seek, just by doing other things. And I was a monster. I'm sorry.
Holly.
How did you not see this coming?
You opened this can of worms.
Well, let me close it by saying, Shelley, I've been a nerd my whole life, and you've never abandoned me. And for that, I thank you. Not enough people thank other people for not abandoning them.
That's true.
Shelley, there are more people who you've not abandoned than you've abandoned.
I hope that's true.
Oh, Shelley, it has to be true.
Well, now nobody knows until I can go through every single person ever in my life. So now I know what I'm going to be doing all night.
Merry Christmas.
Oh my gosh. Shelley's never going to sleep again because she's going to she's like, if my time is spent for myself ever, then I'm going to feel really bad.
I'm going to go to work tomorrow and I'm working the slice shift. So I'm slicing all the loaves of bread and I'm going to be thinking like, slicing this bread is like me slicing apart all the people in my life.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't stay close enough to them.
Shelley, don't do that.
Heart just wants to give your heart and your mind a hug.
So sweet.
Luckily, I'm not working alone, so someone will be able to be like, "Hey, why are you crying over there slicing all the bread? Stop it!"
You're like, doesn't slicing bread make you cry just like onions?
This is so symbolic.
The other people working will be like, "Hey, Shelley, let's play hide and seek, okay? You keep slicing the bread, and when you're done slicing the bread, come find us." And then they'll all be across the street at the pizza place.
Or the Hug Hess Cafe.
Yup. Just don't like hide and seek, okay? It's bad. It's upsetting, and surprises suck. I hate them, and I hate you.
Oh my gosh.
That is what I would say if you abandoned me, like people in hide and seek.
Oh no! Now there's that pressure.
Anyways, yeah, the end for me. But now it's the beginning for Kellie Whitcomb. She's in a weird place right now because she just wants to hug her Shelley across states and COVID. But Kellie, just release that from your mind and just say from your heart what you think Shelley's going to choose about hide and seek.
Well, I can't imagine that nobody, like, I imagine that everybody wants to hug Shelley right now. And I bet Mom is on a flight right now to go hug Shelley.
Well, I will just tell everyone, JK, I'll be fine.
Yes.
I won't really cry over bread tomorrow.
No. But I think Shelley was going to go con anyway, but like the con points also sounded fun. So we had a good laugh during the con section. So it's almost pro because it was so fun.
That's because it's funny to imagine a baby all twisted around, but so cute with their little face poking out.
It's so fun to imagine a baby all twisted in unnatural ways, shoved up in a corner somewhere. That's really great.
Hey, you know what? They were at one point. It's called uteruses.
That's the perfect hiding spot. And then,
well, they can't go back there once they're out.
You know who's good at seeking babies? Obstetricians.
Ultrasound technicians. And when the birth is just the mom saying, "Ollie, Ollie, oxen free."
That's it.
But some people don't want to come out of their hiding places, so they have to be surgically removed.
But yeah, I think Shelley's going to go con anyway, because especially if it's scary. Like, Shelley doesn't love the anticipation of that. Like, she wants to be nice. And so if she hides too well, then she wants to not have the other person feel bad about not finding her. Then, if she is seeking somebody, she doesn't want them to jump out and scare her, but she does want to play. So, like, she likes a good game, but I think she prefers board games. So I think she's going to go con to hide and seek.
Kelly, that sounds really smart and good, and we could just end the episode there because I agree with you. Oh, wait, no. It's the time we've all been waiting for. The opinion of the MVP of this podcast, the most Van Exel podcaster. Shelley, was Nick Van Exel the greatest or the super greatest Laker to ever play?
He's up there.
I mean, he's fine. His eyebrows are good. Good eyebrows.
His eyebrows, those stats are amazing.
Unparalleled. Shelley, what do you think about hide and seek, or hide and go seek for those who pronounce it that way?
Well, let's see. Let me look at my notes because I've got a lot here. There's been a lot of really great points today. I love hiding from burglars. I love having that kind of practice in because there's nothing quite like being prepared for possible mortal danger to really get the blood pumping. So that was a great point to open on. Learn about every nook and cranny of your house. I feel like, Julie, that is maybe more of a point for you right now because you are in a new space. I've now been living in this house for over 2 years, and except for in my dreams, I'm pretty sure I have seen every nook and cranny. But there was once a place where I lived that had a lot of nooks and crannies. Our apartment in Argentina was massive. I remember occasionally playing hide and go seek. What's funny is I wrote hide and seek on my paper, but when I say it out loud, I think I do say hide and go seek. We played it sometimes, with Jet, and man, we had so many great spaces for hiding. To the point where, like, sometimes we would limit ourselves to certain, like, sections of the house so it wouldn't take too long to find everybody.
He was also a preschooler, and that makes a world of difference.
Yeah. But Holly's point of a small person hiding is really great because he could fit in some of the nooks and crannies we couldn't. He fit great into, like, our closets and stuff. But yeah, so I have lived in a place with lots of nooks and crannies, and that is great fun to, like, see, like, where could I hide today? It is sometimes a good opportunity to take a nap, especially as a parent. Or a babysitter. I remember doing that as a babysitter sometimes, like, let's play hide and seek, and then just like, whew, you need a minute, it's a great chance to freak out your kids, which is my favorite thing to do. I love freaking out my son. I just love causing him
Is he
panic.
very jumpy at all in that way?
He's gotten better. He used to, like, if he would say, like, from his room, Mom, and if I did not answer on the first one, he would be like, I'm all alone. There's no one here. He would automatically assume. So it used to be a lot easier to freak him out. Now he'd be like, oh, I'm alone. Cool, I'll just get on the computer. So let's see. Strengthen and flexibility in your body. The world is your oyster if you do that. I guess that's true. I hadn't thought about, the strategic places to hide. Like when Jack used to climb up the inside of a doorway. If you hadn't been thinking, you wouldn't have looked up to see a small Jacko. So that could have been a great hiding spot for him. If I was hiding, let's say in my closet, I've got a shoe rack that kind of ends right where my clothes also end, hanging from above. And if I could just really squat and do a wall sit back there behind my clothes, I'd be golden. I'd be such a great hiding spot because no one would think to look for me there because it looks like there's no space.
But they also know about your core strength, and they don't give it enough credit.
Yeah. I mean, Julie's daughter Ruby did some yoga poses for us right before recording, and I envy her strength and balance. It's good for the mind. I guess I hadn't really considered the problem-solving aspect of hide and seek, and being like, where's the logical places for someone to hide? And okay, I check those places. What are the other factors I could factor in? That's I guess really great. Some people choose to do crosswords. Some people play hide and seek. Everyone gets their mental exercise in different ways. And it's a great way to practice counting. I hadn't thought about that in a while because Jet's pretty much had that down for a bit. But I do actually remember making him practice counting and playing hide and seek and doing things like that. So that is a great point. So thank you for bringing that back to my mind, Julie.
You're welcome.
But no surprises central for Holly because it's spooky and stressful. I also once had a surprise party, but guess what? It didn't make me full of rage. Certain surprises are okay to me. They do not all instantly fill me with rage.
Did it scare you a little bit, though, initially?
Probably.
But most things do. It's hard to tell.
Yeah. I mean, my husband walks down the hall and most days scares me at some point. So.
And your hall is really short.
It's very, very short, and I know he's back in the back room. So yeah, I would say some surprises are more spooky and stressful than others. Not recreating any fun instances of real life needing to hide, aka from bad spooky things and I guess the only example we use is burglars.
Do you want to hide from ghosts?
No, I'm thinking of real life examples where humans have had to hide from other humans.
Like burglars.
Bad. What?
Like burglars.
Yeah, but I guess I just mean across history.
I thought you said the purge, Julie.
Oh my gosh.
I guess that's true.
I would hide during the purge. You know I would.
I would definitely hide during the purge.
I'd be one of the ones going out.
Wow.
I'd do a little of both, I think.
You're like, I've purged what I want to purge. Now it's time to hide.
No, you just go out, but then you're only going to the Cheesecake Factory and then hide there.
Ooh. Hide in the fridge. Pure imagination is better than real space. That makes me think, Holly, that you want to play hide and seek-esque games in metaphysical realm or something.
Okay, here's what I was thinking of when I was trying to think of what would a pure imagination hide and seek be. The only thing I could think of, and I was so happy I did because I know you love this, was that part of Doctor Strange.
Oh, uh-huh.
Where they're going and going and going and going.
Uh-huh.
And you like Doctor Strange.
I do. Crazy about Doctor Strange. Yeah, I guess that's true for me. Where my headspace is at right now is oh shoot, what's that game where you suspect other people?
Among Us.
Among Us. And that's not necessarily a hide and seek type game. Oh, but there is one on Roblox where it's hide and seek. Yeah, there's a lot of video games about hiding and seeking, and that to me was where my brain went. It did not go to Doctor Strange. I guess if you really would like to hide and be able to use your imagination, you could play a video game about it. But I guess that's also not for everyone, because guess what? Some of those games are pretty boring. Babies are not agile enough to play. Shame on them. Get your acts together, babies. It's the number one way to get away from a nerd at a slumber party. I am trying to imagine if that ever happened at a slumber party I went to. But mostly what I thought of was, do you guys remember that game we would play sometimes at our youth activities on Wednesdays, and where we would turn off all the lights in the church building, and then everyone would...
No, one person would hide.
One person would hide, and then everyone would look for them. What was that game called?
Sardines.
Sardines, yeah. So it made me think of that, like, I'm gonna hide, and then all the people are hiding together, and they're all the cool kids, and then I'm the nerd still looking for everyone.
And at that point, you're also the dumb nerd.
Yeah, because you can't find
that
everyone.
Dumb nerd.
I am that dumb
That
nerd.
really brought back a lot of those memories. That was not my favorite activity to do midweek. Kelly's point that I don't like the anticipation and I don't like scary things. Guess what, Kelly? You're right. One of my biggest fears / nightmares is being seeked, I guess. Like, not necessarily hunted as in someone's trying to hunt me and shoot me, but just like being chased, being, someone.
We have gone over that before in previous episodes and we did call it being hunted. I think it was one of our October episodes, but it was being hunted.
Yeah, I don't like it. Like, in college, there was a lot of like, hey, let's go like out at night and like play kind of a hide and go seek-esque game, like all in the dark. No thanks. I don't like nooks and crannies. There might be spiders there. Nobody knows.
Yeah, I forgot to mention the anti-spiders. Shelley, I'm so sorry.
And it is, whenever I play hide and seek, even sometimes with children, it makes me legit, like, it starts to kick off my fight or flight response. Like, it is not a sensation I enjoy. Like, every once in a while, I will have fun playing. It was mostly with, like, Jet when he was little. But, like, any other time, no thanks. I don't want to hide. I don't want to practice hiding from burglars. I don't want to take a secret nap because I can't anymore. I'm an adult. I don't want to freak out my kids because that's too easy to do.
Well, then, Shelley, you just need to get a kitten or a cat and play hide and seek with it, because it's real funny when you play hide and seek with a kitten and they freak out.
Oh man, Jet would love if we got a kitten.
Bless you. That's what I would do if we had a kitten.
That's what I do.
So hide and seek, no thanks. No thanks, not for me. I'm definitely anti, and you know what? I'd be happy if that game just went away.
Shelley, I know you just made a huge decision, and I'm so proud of you, but I need to know something, and you need to answer, okay?
Oh no, what is it?
If next time we are all together, the sweet faces of the Miller children come to you and say, Aunt Shelley, please play hide and seek with us, what's the answer?
I would say yes. I'm not a monster. But I'm saying if I could, like, Men in Black, like, mind wipe the idea of hide and seek from everybody's brains, that wouldn't hurt my feelings.
Then there would be a lot of all the jump scare movies, haunted houses, all that would just be gone.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Yeah. But if the Millers said, Aunt Shelley, please play hide and seek with us. I would do it because I'm nice.
You are so nice.
You are
I'm nice, but kind of mean because I wouldn't want to play and I'd just distract them with another cooler thing.
And you'd be good at that.
I am very good at that. That was a skill of mine even before parenting, but it's been honed to a sharp edge now.
And even before talking, I'm sure.
Holly, by the way, I have to let you know, in a previous episode, you said that I should ask the children if they would want to come live with you. And I asked Lukey, just kind of casually, like, we were reading books, and I was like, hey, do you want to go live with Aunt Holly? He's looked at me and went, yeah.
Did he start packing his bags?
Nah, we just kept reading after that.
I knew it. Anyways, Shelley, I'm so proud of you, like I mentioned, for making such a hard and fast decision about hide and seek, and thank you for sharing your opinion, and thank you again to the Miller family for doing such a great job playing and submitting. They're good at both things, and for that I'm grateful. But now it's December, and that means we are going to play our segment, What's Your Name?
What's your name? What's your name? What's your name?
And this is a very special December What's Your Name? And not only December, but December 2020. This name generator, which is the thing that I use for What's Your Name, is a name generator found on the internet, and then I tell my sisters what it is. And this name generator was submitted to me by my good friend from our old house. Well, she doesn't live in our old house, but she lives in our old town. And her name is Holly Ruhr. Holly, hello. You're my friend.
Wow.
We made up 2/3 of the Holly contingent in our neighborhood. There were 3 Hollies.
Oh, wow.
And that was wild. But now I'm the only Holly for miles and miles. Just kidding. There's a little girl named Holly in my daughter's church class. So.
And if it were up to Caleb, Lucy would be Holly
And
Jr.
a guinea pig.
And a guinea pig.
Oh, yes. Shelley Gang, I need to update you. My husband's guinea pig's name is Dixie, named after Heart of Dixie, one of his favorite television shows of all time.
Perfect.
It's a CW, like, romantic drama.
I know.
Of course.
See, like, expected and yet unexpected all at once.
Well, speaking of Caleb, my friend Holly submitted to me the name generator, What is your pandemic Hallmark movie? So, as I mentioned, my husband and I have a Hallmark movie club, so I feel very, like, capable of saying that I know about the typical Hallmark movie, but this one's a special pandemic version. You need to have a shirt color that you're wearing, your current beverage, the first letter of the last person you texted, and finally, the first letter of the last thing you ate. So, we're going to plug in all of our answers, and there's a lot. Like, this one's kind of long, so I'm not going to say all of this stuff for everyone. But, I mean, I'm not going to, like, say the individual parts. I'm just going to tell you what they made in the generator. Is that okay with everyone?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
And so I'll try and underline vocally which parts are the added parts. Okay, friends? We're going to... Okay, Smotch, you are the first person who is going to find out what their Hallmark pandemic movie is. And I need you to tell me, Kelly, and all of you girlos, how many stars would Caleb give your movie? Or, like, what would he rate it?
Is this a 1 to 5 star rating system or 1 to 10?
Well, you could just rate it however you want it. It doesn't have to be stars.
Okay.
Okay?
Ooh.
Okay. So, Smotches, your movie is a soul-searching corporate lawyer finds herself stranded in her hometown during a pandemic lockdown after she came home to rebuild the animal shelter after Christmas haters burned it down. Against her better judgment, she falls in love with the man suing her father's business. Together, they learn the true meaning of Christmas.
Oh my gosh.
That is a complicated tapestry.
Yeah.
So, Kelly, what would my husband Caleb rate it if we watched that movie tonight?
3 out of 6 cookies.
3 out of 6 cookies?
Yeah.
Perfect. Because just like most of our Hallmark movies that we've watched, middle of the road, that's a perfect rating. Average. I love it.
Well,
Kelly, it's good.
because Caleb, our running joke was that Caleb asked for cookies one time and then I made them, and so now he always asks me for cookies and I typically make them. And so I figure that would be perfect. But then I don't think he would be very interested in like the corporate businesswoman part. Not because she's a woman, but like because corporate's kind of
Yeah, he only likes really like submissive, like chill, laid back women. So no.
Yeah, because that makes sense.
Yeah. That's me to a T. Okay, Julie, are you ready to find out your Hallmark movie?
Oh, I'm ready.
An overworked former beauty queen finds herself stranded in her hometown during a pandemic lockdown after she came home to help with the failing family fishing business. Against her better judgment, she falls in love with the son of a sailor man. Together, they learn the true meaning of Christmas.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. I would watch
How
that
good is
movie. How good is it? Can I give it a 3.5 out of 6 cookies? I'm copying Kelly's scoring system.
Well, and it's very holiday.
It's very holiday. Yeah, I feel like it's a good middle of the road, but I still want it to be a little better than Kelly's.
Julie, it is shocking to me that you haven't already written this romance novel. But I like the idea of an overworked former beauty queen and coming from a family fishing business and having to return to it. I love it. It's good.
That sounds like a Sandra Bullock thing.
It does. It does. Okay, Shelley, you ready for yours?
I'm ready.
An unlucky in love party planner finds herself stranded in her hometown during a pandemic lockdown after she came home to take care of her ailing mother with dementia via music and art therapy. Against her better judgment, she falls in love with Santa Claus. Together, they learn the true meaning of Christmas.
Let's see. You know what? I think for Caleb, this would be 2 thumbs way up. Because the falling in love with Santa, yes, I think Caleb would be into that.
And he loves art therapy. He's crazy
he loves art therapy. And he loves party planning.
I think you're right, Shelley. I think he would really like that. He loved the happy ending.
Yeah, I think he'd be into it.
Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, you guys aren't ready for mine. I need you to know, okay?
Oh, all right.
Okay.
An orphaned atheist finds herself stranded in her hometown during a pandemic lockdown after she came home to settle her parents' estate. Against her better judgment, she falls in love with a ghost. Together, they find the true meaning of Christmas.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, that's so many winding roads.
I love the thought of an atheist finding God through falling in love with a ghost. The atheist finds out what the true meaning of Christmas is, and that is the birth of Christ.
Isn't that essentially what that movie from last year, Last Christmas, was about?
Sort of. It wasn't that she didn't
Spoiler alert.
in the afterlife. It was just like she just didn't believe in anything. Except I believe in Henry Golding. Yes, please.
Yes.
He's cute.
Yeah. And by the way, my husband would hate this movie.
Why?
He does not.
He doesn't like orphans.
He hates orphans. He's not necessarily down with like a supernatural type of thing. He likes like the show Lucifer and whatever, but that's not like thrills and chills, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is really good.
And my Hallmark pandemic movie would definitely be lots of spooks, lots of thrills, lots of chills.
So you're not falling in love like with a ghost who like just looks like a normal person or whatever. You're falling in love with like a real
Casper.
spooky ghost in a haunted house.
Yes.
Her parents' estate was a haunted house.
Guys, this is the movie I want to make. But now I'm going to have to come up with a good name for it. And while I do that, let's wrap up this episode. That's been our segment. What's your name?
What's your name? What's your name? What's your name?
Shelley Gang, thank you so much for joining us yet again. It is almost the end of 2020, and thank goodness, because in 2021, we're going to flip the switch. Shelley is going to be asking all of our opinions, and we're not going to say a dang thing until she says the right thing that we want to talk about.
Oh no!
The pressure's on. 2021.
Just kidding, Shelley Gang. The way you can know I'm just kidding is that you can read about what our show actually is by going to our website, shelleyhasopinions.com. That's SHELLEY, hasopinions.com. There you can find how this show came to be. And mostly it's because I was telling our mom what podcasts were, and she said, well, Shelley has opinions. You should ask her them. And I said, yep. And then it took 6 months for me to convince her, but she did it.
Yay!
Another thing I had to convince Shelley of was to be a little more family-friendly so we could join Podicon Go, the family-friendly network of podcasts for family-friendly podcasts. Otherwise, Shelley would have run a little blue.
I talk like the son of a sailor man, let's just say, normally.
If you go to podicongo.com, you can find shows for all ages, educational, storytelling, role-playing, or just conversational. And I love that for us and for you. Check it out, Shelley Gang, but mostly we just want you to come back next week, because then we'll get you another seasonal topic, just like this week. And you know what else we'll do? We'll provide an update for Shelley and her bread slicing and tear drowning.
I will count the tears. We'll come back with a hard number.
Mostly it's just so our mom doesn't get too worried. But we need a big laugh so that everybody can end the podcast. But it just hasn't happened yet.
How about we talk about babies hiding in uteruses again?
Or they could play sardines.
Babies play
All
sardines.
the cool babies.
No,
in the uterus?
No, thanks. No, exit only.
And with that, thank you, and I love you, and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. I'm gonna come find you.
Gosh dang it, Shelley, where are you?